So don't fool yourself into thinking that your ex is going to forget about you during no contact. They will not forget about you. You've been a part of their life. They've been intimate with you. They're not going to forget about you. When have you ever forgotten about anyone that you've had a crush on or any exes that you've had? You simply just don't. You always remember them. What your ex is thinking during no contact. Hi guys, my name's Christine and I'm a dating, relationship and personal development coach, and today I'm talking about what your ex is thinking during no contact. But before we get into this video, please leave a like on this video and please do subscribe if you haven't done so already. And if you have something that you would like me to discuss in a future video, then please let me know down in the comments. Also leave down in the comments any tips, any advice yourself so we can all help each other out. Thank you so much. So you want to know what your ex is thinking during no contact. Now, I'm not a mind reader, so obviously all of these things might not apply to your ex, but some of them might do. So obviously just take the ones which you feel resonates with your relationship with your ex, and also take into account your ex's personality and what you already know about your ex. Because you might listen to some of these and think, oh yeah, my ex would never think that, my ex would never feel that way, because you obviously know your ex very well, especially if you've been with them for a long period of time. So the first thing that your ex may be thinking during no contact is, well, they may be having this mixture of feeling free and missing you. So when you go through a breakup, especially if you're the one that is dumped someone, this is something that I've definitely experienced. When the breakup happens and you've been the one to do it because you wanted to escape for whatever reason, I've definitely had this experience from a previous relationship where I just couldn't wait to basically escape. There does come this feeling of freedom, but because you're still kind of attached to this person, especially straight after the breakup, there are some feelings of feeling like missing them, of thinking about the relationship, wondering if you've made the right choice. So there will be a mixture of them feeling like free, like they've broken the chains basically, but they will also experience those other self-doubts and those experiences of missing you. So obviously during the no contact period, this is the best time for them to actually miss you and want to come back to you, because that's what kind of happens, and that's why a lot of people use the no contact rule. They use it as a way to not speak to their ex in order to reattract them, in order to show them that they're not needy anymore, in order to show your ex that you're not attached anymore, to show that your ex that you've grown up and you're not going to keep on badgering them and begging them to come back, and you're gracefully showing them that you can take it or leave it. Basically, you can come back into my life if you want to, but if you don't, that's fine as well, but I'm going to remain over here quiet and wait and see what you do, basically. So the second thing that your ex is thinking during no contact, and basically, they are thinking about you. They will think about you. I think a lot of people feel like when their ex is gone, and they're no longer talking to them, that their ex is going to not think about them anymore, which isn't true. Your ex will always think about you. I still think about my exes sometimes, obviously not in a positive light, but I have memories, let's say when a song comes on the radio that is from that era of when I was dating them, then I'll be reminded of my ex. So of course, you're not ever going to stop thinking. They're never going to stop thinking of you. Now, obviously, as time goes on, that their memories and the way that they feel about you may change. But if this happened recently, this breakup, then they're probably still thinking about you. And they probably do have, like what I said at the first point, which is they'll have these mixed feelings of feeling free, but also, wondering and doubting whether or not they made the right decision. So don't fool yourself into thinking that your ex is going to forget about you during no contact. They will not forget about you. You've been a part of their life. They've been intimate with you. They're not going to forget about you. When have you ever forgotten about anyone that you've had a crush on or any exes that you've had? You simply just don't. You always remember them. You might not always have feelings for them, but you still remember them. You still remember being with them. You probably still wonder what they're up to sometimes, but that's about as far as it goes. But they will be thinking about you. So the third thing that your ex will be thinking during no contact is their emotions will still be very raw. So especially if this happened very recently, this breakup. So they might actually display some kind of strange behavior, like they could be liking your posts or watching your stories but not reaching out to you. They might be displaying this kind of like weird non-interest that kind of also looks like interest. So, that means they're looking at your stories, they're wondering, they might like your posts. So they're doing all these things, and they may also show like pictures of them on a night out looking overly happy, basically. So you might see like some strange things going on with them, like they might be displaying this kind of like strange behavior where it looks like they've moved on and they're completely fine, then all of a sudden they're looking at your Instagram stories or Facebook stories and liking your posts. So it may have that weird kind of like mixed emotions again, where they look like they're interested in you, and then there's other times where they're displaying, oh, I don't care about you, right? So that's something that they will be doing or may be doing when that relationship ends and you've gone into no contact and they're kind of confused and wondering why you're not talking to them anymore. They'll be doing this kind of playing it like cool, way too cool, and then other times they'll be displaying signs that they're interested in you, like liking your posts, or they may even reach out to you. And if they do that, then you know that the no contact rule worked. So that goes into my next point of what your ex will be thinking during no contact. And if you've been begging before and you've been emailing them or messaging them, calling them up, and you stop doing that and you go into no contact, they will be wondering why you are no longer talking to them, and they'll probably be a bit confused by the fact that you've just gone cold turkey and you're not saying anything to them. So they'll probably have this confusion and wondering what you're doing. And that's a good sign, really, because if you do really want this person back, being in no contact with them will actually cause them to probably think about you more for a little bit, because they'll be wondering why you're no longer begging or pleading to get them back. That leads me into my next point, which is to stay in no contact until they reach out to you. So there's plenty of videos on the internet about how like the perfect amount of time to wait before you contact your ex. But really the point of no contact is to never contact your ex and give them as much time as possible, basically, to reach out to you. The only time you should ever contact your ex is to apologize if you were the one to break up with them, if you were the cause of the end of the relationship, if you are to blame for the end of the relationship. And also you might want to message them to apologize about any bad past behavior that's happened since the breakup. So let's say if you've ever begged, if you've ever sent them too many emails, if you've called them up drunk, if you've displayed any of this really needy behavior, then it's a good idea to send them one last message and say, I'm really sorry for my behavior. Just so you know, I'm just going to let things be now. I hope you have a great life. Hope you enjoy your life, or something along those lines, and then gracefully kind of bow out and go into no contact that way, where you've sincerely apologized for your behavior, you acknowledge that you've been very needy and you're sorry for that, and then go into no contact. So those are the only times you should ever really reach out to your ex, to apologize for the fault of the breakup if you were the one that was at fault, or to tell them that you're sorry for any needy behavior that you've been displaying since the breakup. And that leads me into my last point, and the last thing that I want to discuss with you, and that is how to know whether or not you should actually get back with your ex. So get back with your ex if your ex is a genuinely nice person, if they weren't toxic to be around, so if they weren't creating a really negative environment, so you liked being around them, they're a good person, and you don't feel bad about yourself while you were with them, if that person helped you grow, and if you just genuinely know that this is a good, decent, nice person, and not someone who is toxic, has toxic behaviors, and is a complete mismatch from you. So the way that you know that you have the right partner, I made a video on how to attract the right partner, so please go and check that video out so you can tell if this person was actually right for you. And obviously the way to tell if this person wasn't right for you is if you felt bad in the relationship, if they were just really mean to you and nasty to you. Obviously you don't want to go back to someone who was mean and horrible to you or cold to you in some way. But if they were nice, if they were genuinely a nice person and you felt like you were growing as a person while you were with them, then sure, you can try and attract this ex back into your life. So that was my video on what your ex is thinking during no contact. If you would like to get in touch with me personally and you would like coaching with me, then please go to www.christineloveridge.com. On the shop page of that website, you'll be able to find a free dating and relationship PDF. If you do read that and you would like me to add something to it, or you have any critiques, then please let me know so I can make it the best product possible for those people that want it. Thank you so much, guys, and I shall talk to you again very soon. Bye.